Pointt. So let me just do a quick thing here. Ah, yes, Trinidad and Tobago, good evening, good evening, good evening. And I know it's a beautiful Sunday evening. It's a long time that I have not been doing live. And tonight I have decided to do a little fine pointing. And yeah, I have decided to do a little fine point tonight. And when you come in, please share the live so that we can get this thing on the go. And let other people know that we are broadcasting live on bounceup.com. That's BOUNXUB.com. And this is our platform that we have designed for our people, our Trinidadians, and the diaspora all over the world in one community hub. Now, let me get on to it, but I want to say that we lost a few people along the way, both in the political world and in the community. With Miss Mary James, a long-standing person who I have known for many years, and she came and died. Yeah, she came and died. And she has been working out of the office for the Member of Parliament for Laventille West since Eulalie James' days, and right into Hippolyte, now into, was into the Honorable Fitzgerald Hines, the MP, and she then resigned from there, and she resigned from the Women's League and all, and she passed away some days. So I want to say condolence to the family of Mary James, a long-standing person in the PNM, and also working in the Member of Parliament office. And she served with 3 MPs, right? She served under 3 MPs, and she has been working there for a very long time. Mary James will be very, very much remembered. Also in the Women's League, she was also the Women's League chairman in Laventille West. She served on different committees, so she will be forever remembered. We also had another person who lived in a community on the Sea Lot Smart, and his name is Kenneth Fraser, and he would have also passed away and would have buried. The funeral would have took place on Sunday. So, so he has been laid to rest, and we will make announcement on when his Mary Jane's burial will be taking place. So I want to say hats off to all the people who would have been supporting on Sunday, who came out and support the family. I mean on Saturday, who came out and support the family of Kenneth Fraser. So let's move on to what we want to talk about tonight. Now, Fine Point is about talking about different issues and all different things. But let me tell you, I want to jump straight into Boston, good evening. I want to jump straight into it. And I want to deal with Pan. I want to deal with the Pan. I ain't all that shade here. I ain't all that shade here. But I will be shading Boston. But for those who want to be interviewed with the Fearless Warrior, in wherever it may be, you can get in contact with me, and I'll make the arrangement for you to have that interview done. So yeah, you can share it on issues in TNT and politics and economy, and all these different things. So I might have one or two people who wanted me to share it on WhatsApp and different things. So I just finished with the I say now. But let me move on. Now I have realized that some things have been taking place in Jamaica. Now I don't mind that people have a problem or people want to express the views in whatever manner that they feel that they want to express it in. But it's how they do it. Right? It's a whole... Oh, shit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'll get myself there. Yes, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I know get myself there. I know get you on the sorry about that. Sorry about that. Director, director, nice. Thank you. So let me start again. I will edit out that part in the eventually. But let me get into the substantial what I want to say. Now, I watched the debate that have been taking place in Trinidad and Tobago in terms of this whole removal, what the Prime Minister would have made the statement in terms of removing the three ships, the Nina, the Pinta, the Maria, and I listened and I watched. I listened and watched who saying it, why they saying it, and why the narrative was always about basically why the narrative was always about not just race, but they always had to go down the road of look how much there's money to spend, this, that, the other. And I was like, what are we really teaching people in the education system? No, seriously. Because I can see so-called professionals, people who proclaim to be professors, political analysts, and all these different people jumping out to tell people, oh, it's over $1 billion to do this, and we shouldn't do this right now, and it's political election time next year, and what is a whole sort of, and we removing history. But if something was a lie, why wouldn't you not move it? If something was a lie, why not move it? If something is not right for you, then why leave it? Is it that we like to glorify, and I keep saying it, is it that we like to glorify criminals? Because if we want to leave Columbus on our books, then we come like we glorifying the criminals. By leaving that to keep putting in the minds of our young, new generation that it is okay, and what somebody would have done in the past, leave it, leave it, don't study it, it will not affect you. Imagine that. The pan was made by Rudolph Charles. The man took a steel drum. Yes, we import steel drums with the oil in it. But a man took this steel drum from the hills of Lavanty. He take his time and he pong 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 and he pong. And he made something called an instrument out of the drum that he was using, which is known as the pan. And the pan then expanded and has gone global. That even when I used to be watching as a little child, the plane, or remember that? Or remember that movie? The plane, they had a little pan plane. When the cruise ships and them come in, they had the pan plane. And everybody used to ask the question, where is this pan from? Where is pan from? Because everybody all over the islands using the pan of Bahamas, you name it, to greet the tourists and these people when they come in. They using the pan all over, even pan in the 21st century. And they brought in people from bands from all over the world. That you had this via this one. Oh, you remember that? In the National Stadium. And you had to play classical, not just classical music, but you had to play music. And bands from all over the world, all from New Zealand, England, you name it, came down here. And they were playing music. And they were amazed that the bands in Trinidad, most of them who had entered the competition, wasn't even reading from a score sheet. And they had the musical directors. But it just goes to show you that the pan is being played all over the world. At one point in time, there was a man who is a Trinidadian who is living in America, was manufacturing pans. And they at one point in time tried to patent the pan. And we in Trinidad and Tobago had to go aggressively to try and stop that. So we now get recognition. We now have all the necessary things put in place to continue the process to ensure that Trinidad and Tobago is given that patency. We get the recognition, every single thing. And now that the government of Trinidad and Tobago, we even have a World Steel Pan Day. A World Steel Pan Day. You hear that? We could get that. A World Steel Pan Day. And people are not appreciative of what has been toiled from day one to 2024. There are many of them who still in this backward behavior of where this instrument moved from playing from free. Even Panorama, because men never used to get money sometimes. We got to play for the love of it. Band crashing with band. The Bajan behavior, all that kind of thing they used to call it. Hooligans. To winning $1 million. But at one point it was $2 million. Now it's $1 million. Pan men getting paid to him play. Yes, they call him demonic. I have never seen yes, it's a cosmopolitan country, but I have never seen the TASA move with that aggression or push to get that type of recognition even around the world. Because they have many different cultures, they have many different instruments. But Pan has captured the soul of even the colonial masters. Let me be real. Let us be real. So when people want to talk about the Pan and not getting that recognition and that status to go on our emblem, and I have no problem with that. If there are other changes that must take place, so what? So be it. Because I know that there are groups in Trinidad and Tobago that have even been standing up and saying, take down Columbus statue in Port of Spain. Because that is a priority of our history being corrected. And there are those who don't want it. So when I hear people talking about it's not a high priority and the country don't need to do this at this point in time, I am blown away by and disgust by the stupidity of some of these political analysts. Because when they get called by a TV station or a radio station, these political analysts get paid to talk that shit, So when they get paid to talk foolishness on the national TV, and I dare them to tell me that when they get an interview, it's not a $5,000 or a $10,000 they get in. After they don't talk all the shit they will be talking. So it's either they talk in favor or they talk against. And most of the time, they are being paid to talk against. We have reached a stage that we can say we are proud. We want to move away. And I want to tell the Prime Minister, if it's one thing we must do on Independence Day, if he must, you see that Privy Council? Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Why it is people want to hold on to colonialism and don't want to go forward in the future? They want to talk all this thing about Pan, but Jet Samaru is one of the persons who won many panorama titles. Many panorama titles. His son and all him come and win panorama titles. In fact, when we're talking about race and all these dotishness, Brian Pointt was also a man who loved the Pan, that he put him in one of his plays in Woodbrook so that they could have had a home. So and he's a Chinese. So if he's a Chinese, Jet Samaru is of Indian origin. His son, he had the next one, oh God, I can't remember the next man's name. But there are many of them. You had Chinese, you had all kinds of different people who are involved in the Pan. And you know what else hurt me? It was the same set of people. Yuquan, Lucan. So when people talking, yes, Lucan. But the first time, I like to tell you, is when I sat down. Now, me, I never used to like the panorama at one point in time, because I never could understand how the Rama Jane, and I never could understand it at that point in time. Because I'm not a fan of that type of panorama, pan music. But when I sat down and I listened to Desperados was tuning up for that same pan in the 21st century. And it was a world competition where they brought down all the different pan sites from around the world. And they was playing this song, Lost Without You. I think it's Robert Tucker or someone else sing the song. And they play, I used to go and sit down because working opposite the Pan Theatre, right in Desperados there. We had a youth facility and we had another place right there, also in the youth facility. And I used to sit down in the evening time doing work. And I hear the Pan playing Lost Without You. A big R&B, And you only hear the arranger, only hit them bam, 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 bam. Now we playing so bam, 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 bam. And when they started to play it as a tune together, for everybody together, I said, wait now, Pan they play that? And I was blown away. But they tell you. But on an international scale, we went and played Lost Without You. And you know who won that year in that competition? the same desperados. Because they couldn't believe that a band could play that song without not even score sheets. And the song so, you know. So when I hear a good partner of mine, a good colleague of mine at one time, talking, because he's the chairman, I believe, of the TASA Association. And I want to get him, here, you know, because I really want to hear what he head is we pushing sometimes. Because something is we all over the place, walking up and down the place. But and I want to really, I really want to interview him. Because he's also a national awardee. And what foolishness. Yes, in that pansize, in Carnegie Hall, yeah. But I want to ask him, what foolishness you're telling people about including the TASA and the TASA and the TASA? Whether you grew up in Kelly Village, that's not my business. But the thing about it, the TASA was not even originated in India. It's not originated in India. So let me be real. And it's, you can't, you know. But yeah, I can be amazed, you know. Whether you try to upgrade something, it's all right. So a man bring, you build a plane. It's still a plane. You can modernize the plane, but it's still a plane. It's not the first. It's not the first. But I want to, I will try to have Wendell Eversley um, here on Fine Point to really talk about this whole why you're pushing this TASA. No, I don't have a problem with the different instruments. Yeah, the tabla, yeah, all kind of different instruments being played. But why are you against the pan? When same Wendell Eversley, there's being panorama saying down. I don't know if he just get ticket free, I don't know. But it's the same Wendell Eversley that's being the panorama. The same Wendell Eversley. So we're telling me, not because we're cosmopolitan means that we had to be foolish in everything that we do. Because the pan is not only just a black people thing. It was invented by a black man. Nothing is wrong with that. But it was invented by a man who came out, who was in poverty. He never became a millionaire off it. And up to this day, he was never a millionaire. But he invented something that his name is on the street, Rudolph Charles Link Road, that links Laventille Road to Gonzales. And I think more should have been done for Rudolph Charles becoming the pioneer, the first. I think they should be naming, remove that Claude Noel Highway and Woodford Square and all these, you know, Fredericks and look, we have our heroes right here. Even if you want to put Jet Samaru, no problem. But you see, Rudolph Charles, we should have said the Rudolph Charles Highway. Or the Rudolph, we name Pierre, well, well, I don't want to say we name Piako because Piako is an indigenous name. But we name something. Know what I'm saying? Piako is an indigenous name. But we name something that will suit the pioneer. No, no. Piako is I think it was a Arawak or Carib name, but it was an indigenous name to Trinidad and Tobago. I don't want to. Well, yeah, you can do Napa and you can do Sapa, but I believe for longevity, you see the highway, the Rudolph Charles Highway, because that is a man that really brought it to the world, and today everybody enjoying it. And while they may have laughed at what he was doing and his invention, today everybody around the world, even when you listen to music and all, if they put pan in it, everybody all of a sudden is, if the same naysayers and all of them, when they hear pan in them so-called artists and them from America, or him of the Caribbean, there's jump up, "Ooh, I feeling proud to be a Trini. I feeling proud to be a Trini." Because they put pan in the music. But as it come down, that the Prime Minister say, take off the ships and pour the pan, everybody vex. And what they vex about? Even when the former Prime Minister had brought out a man who had designed the G-Pan, I think it's oh God, just and I just had the man name in my head, you know. Good evening, Miss Mary Holsworth. But Professor, oh God, I'll get his name just now. But he had brought out something called the G-Pan. That again, you know how Trinidadians are, they criticize it. You understand? But really and truly, the G-Pan was another level and another step in terms of carrying the pan to a different level. But people had their thing on it and it never really kicked off the way it was supposed to kick off. But it just goes to show you that we have something that we could say and be proud of as a Trinidad. And let me tell you, I will import it to the Prime Minister. You see, Port of Spain. You see that word Port of Spain? I think we should rename it. Even if you want to say, because we just say it right here, no? Trinbago. Trinbago. We just say the things. Well, if we want to change the country name too, then no problem. Because we can go back to the original names. But I think the Prime Minister is not foolish. The Prime Minister understands history. And that is what, and when people talk about the man this and the man that, and the Prime Minister understands the history of this country. And that is why the Prime Minister is saying, hey, remove them 3 ships. Remove it. And if we remove it, that will be so good. Because our young children and our new generation that is going to be coming will be proud to know that, hey, you see that symbol, that is we. So when Carnival time comes next year, and the other years, and the years, and the years, and the years, that is we. That is a symbol of we as a cosmopolitan nation. Because when Denise Plummer was singing Calypso, she was ridiculed by her own mighty Trinity too. But they loved what they were doing, which was Calypso. And Calypso is being sung all over the world. Just like Pan is being played all over the world. And while I want to commend those who are trying to push the agenda of the TASA, as I said, but it's an insult. It is really an insult to see that something that could make Trinidad and Tobago youths move away from a life of crime. Because the Panyard model, and I've seen a lot of young people going into the Panyard many years and still doing it. Because people just leave all around the world to come down and play with bands in Trinidad and Tobago. And you have 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds who play in pan amongst the big men in big Panama. And they ramaging. Wait is what you're really telling me that we don't love our country. It cannot only just be about pushing a race agenda. It's not a race agenda. This is about correcting a history and feeling proud of what you have accomplished on an international stage. And a tiny country who have produced some of the best in the world. That says a lot. It says a lot. Well, one day they may get an opportunity if the people give them an opportunity to be in charge. But you see right now, to have these people in charge would mean that we sending the country 20 years backwards. And we can't afford to carry this country 20 years backwards. No. We are on a growth path. And who don't like it? That's the business. And the Prime Minister, the government is putting the things in place for the youth to go and access many of the things. All the programs they have. The government is putting things in place so that you can get land. You know what people want land to do agriculture? Right now, if I get a piece of land to do agriculture, I good. And for right now, I didn't come here to talk again. Because I can sit down whole day and just watch my crops. Because agriculture is money. Who don't want to tell you the truth? That's the fool in oil. Agriculture is money. And until a day, let me just tell you this, alignment down on the docks by the fish market, down in Port of Spain in Sealots. And I was doing some work with, doing, helping somebody put together some documents and stuff. And I'm talking about agriculture. Because I'm supposed to go to Tobago to see some property in Tobago to help somebody do some development on that property. So Bounce Up will be part and parcel of that. And what? It can be sitting in the field and streaming playlist. Whatever mean you will not come here again. Oh. No, well, if I do in agriculture, but let me tell you, before I go back to that, no, I will still do my life, but I will do it from the agriculture, from the fields. But I was talking about some of the incentives that the government have to the man. No, in fact, you know what brought up the whole thing? I was talking about the new houses, these container houses and things. That was the talk, yeah, that they're bringing out. Until we reach agriculture, because I was talking to the guy about the agricultural project in Tobago that he want to do and stuff. And here this man would tell me, no, I don't want to be racial, I don't want to be racial, but I had to talk about the ethnicity of the person because he's of East Indian. And while I talking to the man and telling him about the incentives that agriculture has in it, this man would jump up and tell me he don't get no incentives from agriculture. He paying $3,400 in rent. But mind you, he had 2 boats, 6 engines. Because that we say, he bossing. I had 2 boats and 6 engines. And I still catching my tail. Now mind you, I doing some work on behalf of my team with Bounce Up for a fisherman. So we know what they get in and what they don't get. And I'm listening to this man talking and ranting off to young people in the community. Because he trying to debunk what he's saying, And here it is, this man telling the youths in the Sealots community that he don't live there. He just come in and see about his boat and different thing. He 2 boats he have down there. But he telling the people in the community, what incentive? You don't get no incentive from the government. I say, hold up. When you buy a boat and you file back your taxes and you get half of your money back, he paused. He started to think. I said, so when you filing for all them for your vehicle and everything, you don't get back nothing on your money? No taxes, nothing at all? He asked me where I from. I said, what you mean where I from? Don't study where I from. Don't study who is me. Answer the question. Because everybody watching him, eh? No, I never get no incentives. No, I never get no. I say, look how you're lying to the people. Look how you lying to the people. I said, let me tell you something. And I had to tell him straight up. I said, I was involved in agriculture. So I know. And fishermen don't pay no taxes. They don't. So they tax free. Agriculture people don't really pay no taxes. Even if they pay on things, they getting it back. That's why some of them just go and buy Hilux and supercar for the 18 years. When they try and reach 18 years, that's why they're crashing all over the place. Because as the boy try and reach 18, they're buying this for that. They're buying a car for them. They're getting taxes on the equipment. They're getting taxes. Let me tell you something. They just, but people only know it. That's why you see, anytime they keep telling people, why want them youths to go into agriculture? Why do they want them youth? Because they don't want the youths and them to get the knowledge and to be able to become entrepreneurs like them. They don't want them to grow and expand. So that is why they will always push the agenda. Don't let them put you back in agriculture, like slavery. But them still in it. They're still in it because they're benefiting from the incentives that the government has to offer. That is why when I started jamming, he couldn't answer. And that is what is going on in this place. People has come and try to put out narratives. They will put on a whole narrative, about this, about that, and the government. But ask them, so you're not benefiting? So you ain't gonna access this? So you ain't accessing that? They can't answer you. They're making, but I had to debunk him. And when he realized that, I only hitting him, he get vexed, and the more he get vexed, the more I keep telling them. I say, don't let he fool you with that foolishness, Because I am sure if you go by he, you might see apartments from A to Z. Because ask him, what taxes he really paying? Ask him. So when they want to come and talk, I don't just take them, I don't take them on. I will debunk what he's saying, but I'm not going to let him put wrong information into people's head because they don't know better. And that is same foolishness. Look it up, one or two activists that I can tell you they're doing poultry today. And I've told them, hey, go into that. You're going to make money. And I show them the steps, where to go, what time to go, how you're going to get it, X, Y, and Z. And today, the man have, he think, copacetic. And I still ask him, I still try to figure out, but why you still working taxi? Because you can do that and still want work taxi. You can do farming and still want to do your work. Because farming is not a whole day work. It is not. Once you get all your groundwork done, it's like you build a house, you get the foundation going, putting up the rest of the structure is so high. You can take your time. So nothing is wrong with what he's doing. Because he's not in no slavery. And if he wants to be in the hot sun, that his business. But don't tell other people that is slavery work. And you see a number of young people don't understand that. It's not slavery, it's business. And who is the farmer? He actually is the king. Because you providing the goods for next man to eat. So when they're talking, I just laugh. When they want to fight down, the pan going on our emblem, I just laugh. So I just be amazed. Well, because my mistake. But I just be amazed by what I just be hearing. And you know, strange enough, I used to sit down. Because I used to tell people I can't listen to them people, what I used to call them, boy, oh God, the hand and hand man station. I really can't listen to some of them on that station. Honest to God, I just can't. And I used to listen to the Koki station called the Eye. And when I started to realize, but wait now, the Eye morning program started to go down a kind of road. And people like they ain't calling them for what it is. Because them are all trying to push a narrative as though what the government is doing is wrong. And I just try to figure out, but you're supposed to be independent. So why you going on that road? Why you going on that road? But as I always tell them, I don't give a rat's ass because I have nothing to lose. I have absolutely nothing. I'm not in no back pocket to sell nobody agenda. If the government is doing correct, they're doing correct. If the government doing something and I find that, hey, something is looking to right, I will talk about it. And that is what I call about real independence. But if I realize that some people, when I listen to the programs, they're going on a road. They're going on a road of promoting foolishness over and over and over and over and over. And you telling me They have program directors, and the program directors will pull them up. That's why you see, I keep telling them, even though you say, allege, you can still be sued. But they don't listen. But some of them still end up having to feel the brunt of it eventually. But I want to say hats off to all those young people who went and do the agricultural program. I am just sorry that the government put it in a certain age bracket. I just sorry the government put them thing in an age bracket. Because let me tell you something. I would have liked to appeal. In fact, I would like to appeal to the Ministry of Agriculture. Because I know the Honorable Foster Cummins doing his part in youth and youth development in the agricultural sector. But I want to talk to the Ministry of Agriculture to open up their doors and allow people over that age group, that the Ministry of Youth Development, and allow all ages to come in, train, get piece of land, and let me do the agriculture. Well, let me don't put that out in the public domain. And next way, don't say we go to fix birth papers to change people's ages. But no, but seriously, because there are a lot of people out there who have knowledge and skills in different areas, and we may just be not utilizing them, and they're just being lost. But I really want to put that appeal to the Ministry of Agriculture that we open up the field, but they want to be 59, 60, you want to retire and go into agriculture, go into it. Open up that door for we. 45, because when they reach 45, they can't work in the government service really and truly. They can't get in there when they reach 45. So those who want to go into different aspects, I am just sorry that I couldn't show you some of the things that a partner of mine but I will show you eventually. Because I'll take away to the garden and allow you see some of the things that planted, but we do it on a smaller scale. But really and truly, if we get the land, you know, man, you see entrepreneurs coming out of here. We might be exporting all different things that people were born in this country. Because I can tell you, when I used to sell sorrel, it's some of the biggest sorrel you will ever see. Until people used to boil the sorrel 5 times before they could say, okay, well, yeah, it's done. I can't get no more redness out of it. The whiteness out of it, I can't get, because I used to do white sorrel too. And them Jehovah Witnesses used to love the white sorrel. And I had dark sorrel too. So it had things that, you know, yeah. So it have people who doing the thing and want to be able to go out there and continue the good work. But I also want to say hats off to the government for going and filing lawsuits, getting back at least some of our money from the live sport. I want to say hats off to that for pursuing that, yes, and also for so I don't know if Anel might be going up for any election this year, for next year, because You see what come out with the life sport and the lawsuit. And from the lawsuit, then you see criminal charges being brought against certain people. So I really want to say hats off to the government on that, and really and truly keep up the work, continue going after those persons who have collected money and ain't do nothing in the life sport. And I don't know where, but they can call Wendell and ask him if he know anything about life sport also. He might know about one or two people who get $92,000 and didn't really do nothing. But nevertheless, hats off to them, to the government on going after them and getting back the money. Also hats off to the government for filing another lawsuit and winning back money again on behalf of this country. So we are on a pathway that we're not just spending money on lawyers, but we also spending money and we getting results. So, but I want to tell you before we wrap up, I want to tell you all there's a push, and I've been saying it not now, but even during COVID time. There's a push by the opposition to make the murder rate go to 600. And that's why those political analysts jumping out, those criminologists jumping out and talking about 50 murders per month, plus 50 by 12 is 600. Because they want that trajectory, that trajectory to reach to that. Because let me tell you, if it is that we allow these people to reach the target of 600, God help us. God seriously help us. And I will really appeal to the government. If we have to put aside 1 week leading up to even Republic Day, because we can't do it now for independence if we want to, but we could. But start a spiritual campaign to fight this war, because this war is not flesh and blood, you know. Because you see what we're not in Tobago, where they're telling, with the so-called OBA Association. Imagine that OBA Association want to tell licensed officers, don't come here, go back so, or what they would do and what they wouldn't do. So you see what they're doing, eh? You see what they're doing. It is all part of the mandate to destroy Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know what they're doing it for. It's not just to gain the power, because I can't see that you want to mash up your country just to run it. Where we run it with, if there's nobody, crime out of control, this, that, where we going to run it with? Well, if they feel by sending the murder rate to 600, that will help them to get into office. It will not help them to get into office. Because the people of Trinidad and Tobago are very much sensible, they are smart, and they are watching what the opposition is doing to continue to drive the crime. But you see that EMBD, that lawsuit and those criminal charges against certain individuals, I am watching that case very, very closely because justice denied or justice delayed can never be right. We need to speed up that case. We need to get back our money so that the same way how they be pushing, we have things to do, we have hospitals to build. I don't know how much people really drive around the country or go up Sandy Grande. Like if they're heading up to Sandy, yeah, just up on the old Valencia, the Toko Road, and you're seeing the development that is taking place. The connector road that going to connect you to Sandy Grande, the new road to the port. How much people seeing this development? Why the media in Trinidad and Port of Spain don't get off their asses and come out of Port of Spain and take a drive and go around the country and see what developments are taking place? Then sit down in town and wait for social media to bring the information to you, and then you highlight it on social media. I mean, you highlight it on your national TV as though you went out there and get the information when you're lazy to go and get the information. But if it's a murder, you still run into social media because you're telling yourself, oh, I'm gonna have it on camera, so let me put it here. Go and get the information for yourself. Look how much development taking place. The whole, look at hospital, the Port of Spain hospital, it's 13 floors, 13 or 15 floors. You know, spanking new building, going up, and people still talking about they ain't getting good health care. They ain't getting Arima. Look at Arima Hospital, the new hospital, Pointt 14, Tobago, we have one of the best in the Caribbean when it comes down to healthcare, and people still bad talking that. They're bad talking it, and we have look how much private hospitals. It's a one in down by God's City side only. Look how much private hospitals we have in Trinidad and Tobago. Plus, we have public hospitals, and we still crying and saying that we have a healthcare problem in Trinidad and Tobago. Look how Trinidad has developed and grown, but we still bad talking the country and saying Trinidad is not a real place. We need to stop the opposition. We need to stop the opposition from carrying out the agenda of trying to make this 600. Because for some strange reason, director, I really had to find out how it is open a funeral agency in Trinidad. I really had to find out how it is open a funeral agency in Trinidad because for some strange reason, not just the murder rate, but people passing away, well, the ordinary people passing away and different thing. But when I went to Tunapuna, cemetery Saturday, I counted about 15 funerals that would have taken place between Friday and Saturday. Because the undertakers showing me one day died, this one died, this one died, this one died. Between Friday, 15 in Tunapuna alone. And we still want to have this, I can tell you things, I went to some wakes when alcohol serving and music playing, everybody there. Everybody there. As they say prayers, everybody started to walk away like it. I'm telling you, this thing is not about the flesh and blood in it. It is about spiritual. And if Ecuador, or El Salvador could do it, but the international media don't tell you, and Ecuador could do it, but the international media don't tell you, then we could make changes. We just have to have faith and start teaching our children spirituality. Because I sit on and watch when most of these children getting up now in the morning time. I had to ask my daughter, you say your prayers? Because she on the phone. You thank God for seeing this morning, but they're watching TV. And nothing of good substance. And if I don't switch that TV quick to put on something to teach them something, not stupidness, but teach them something educational, they're going on the road of learning a culture of destruction. But what we go see? Come Wednesday night, we are going to be back here, but not on Fine Point. We'll be crossing over to another studio in which we're going to have Ramando Rampasad, and hopefully, I am hoping that Mr. David Tate, the chief whip, his foot is back up and running because he had a little accident and his foot was damaged. So I really hope that he's back up and running. And yeah, Wednesday will be Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance. And I'll be ready for them. I'll be ready for them. So when we stand, we sing our national pride, our national anthem. Only one thing I want to say, I would really love to be removed from that national anthem. And I've been saying it for years. You see this thing called every creed and race finds an equal place? I am begging. Probably it might happen in my lifetime, just like how the three ships didn't happen in many people's lifetime, but it's happening today. I am begging. I am begging that we change that thing that every creed and race finds an equal place. Because this is Trinidad and Tobago. This is Trinidad and Tobago. And if we are a cosmopolitan country, we have access to all and we are equal, then we can find we place here in Trinidad and Tobago. So people, no, I can't strike for that. So find my place in our country. People, so thanks for watching and hope to see you all on Wednesday for Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance. And on Thursday, I will have the pan man here. Yes, I will have a artist here on Thursday, and we will send out the broadcast. So now I'm misinterpreting, no finer. I am misinterpreting. I am misinterpreting. So look out this Wednesday for Dauntless Defenders of Good Governance. See you all. All right. All right, so I can't play no music tonight. Can't play no music.